Ntembeko Mafa from Fort Beaufort was part of the 80,000-strong march to Bhisho. He nurtured visions of political freedom at the time. Young and energetic, the 22-year-old Mafa was studying towards a teaching diploma. He was struck by a bullet on his upper body. Being hospitalized for 4 months changed his life, and not for the better. He lost his ability to walk and uses a wheelchair to move around. The memory of the shooting remains crisp.
I had a feeling of something hitting me on my left-hand side, on my upper body of my body, and then all of a sudden I fell back, and then I tried, to stand up because I didn't lose the consciousness. I tried to, but I could not, And I did look around, and then I saw just a small spot of blood on my left part of my body, on my upper body. And I tried, but I could not. Then I cried for help. Some of our comrades who were next to me, they responded me. Then there were other guys who were down, And then all of a sudden, they managed to take me to a vehicle which was collecting some of us.
The legacy of that fateful day is an unfulfilled career and deep emotional trauma. Mafa had to take early retirement from his teaching profession due to ill health. He also did not receive sufficient counseling to help him deal with his situation.
We went even to the Tshwete and Reconciliation Commission, There were promises that there will be a proper reparation for us. But there was nothing. We were just given 30,000 children. Just imagine, how can you survive out of 30,000? And it depends, some of us to disability grant to grant, But absolutely nothing, Some of us were promised with housing, job opportunities, some of us with medical care. But there's nothing that we did receive out of that, out of the Tshwete and Reconciliation Commission.
Mafa has made peace with his life, but the state of affairs in the country leaves him disappointed. According to him, not everybody has a better life.
Still a huge inequality in our society, When we look towards the level of unemployment, the state of our education, of corruption that we see in this country, to address our human needs, yes, to deal with that, yes. As our leaders, there is a lot of corruption in our country, to address it. More than of addressing the needs of our people, Once they are in power, they change. They become corrupt, I don't think they are honest enough, to deal with fundamental issues, to deal with fundamental challenges which are facing our society, Instead, they become corrupt. Once they are in power, they become corrupt.
In 2015, Ramaphosa, the then deputy president, visited the Bhisho massacre memorial site for the first time since that fateful day. The purpose of his visit was to honor the victims and the survivors. Ramaphosa recalled memories of the massacre during that visit.
It was a very sad memory lane walk, because on the march we walked exactly the same route that we took when the massacre happened. And for me, it brought memories of people like Chris Hani, Steve Tshwete, a number of other leaders who participated in the march in the belief that we were contributing and adding to the demise of apartheid.
Now let's see where everyone is first. I mean, look at this.
Paulus Manji is another survivor of 7 September. The Ndevana resident was shot in the leg. He feels disrespected by the government.
Every time there's a Bhisho massacre commemoration, government spends huge amounts of money and books us hotel rooms. But that is not important to us because we want to be taken care of and be recognized. We fought for the freedom people are now enjoying. We wanted a better South Africa.
Manji is losing hope of having a better life.
President
Ramaphosa, who was part of the march, is now a president. He knows everything that happened there. We have lost hope because there is a lot of corruption. The leaders we appointed to represent us in parliament, but they are focusing on enriching themselves. We are losing hope.
So
The Bhisho massacre monument was erected outside the Bhisho Stadium as a permanent memorial to those who perished for the cause. But this monument is not the only effort by the government to provide redress to the survivors and the families of the victims.
Since the start of Premier Mabuyane's term, we have strengthened the working relationship between the Bhisho Massacre Foundation and the provincial government. To this end, we conduct periodical assessments which ensure that each and every need of each victim is looked after. A small example, last year on the 8th of September, we handed over 30 houses to the victims. They were beneficiaries of that project. Children who are in the basic education and higher education sector are being taken care of through bursaries.
These duos still remain committed to the democratic process which they played a part in establishing. Ntobeko Mafa and Paulus Manji say they will do their duty and make their mark come the 29th of May to elect the leaders they believe will prioritize the needs of South Africa. Lubabalo Tata, SABC News, Eastern Cape.